Hey there, 79 Herschel's guy here again. And as I was getting all my stuff to set up this video, my cat decided it was a good place to lay down and apparently take a nap. So rather than move him, I just left him in. What I've got here today is a BSF S20, I guess, sport model air pistol. I believe this one was made in 1950, which would be the first year of manufacture. And I'll show you why here in just a short bit. But they were made from 1950 to 1985. This is a 177 caliber gun. I should also, I'm gonna probably butcher the pronunciation here, but BSF is for Bayerische Sportwaffenfabrik. And I apologize to anyone if I mispronounced that, but at least I got it out there, I suppose. This is break barrel loading, and the barrel is about 6 7/8 inches long. The overall length of the gun is about 14 3/8, and it's about 5.5 inches high and weighs about 2.5 pounds. So the action here is all blued steel, and this was rated at about 450 feet per second when fired. I've had this one for a little while now, and when I first got it, this does fire, it does shoot, but when I went to actually cock it by breaking the barrel downwards, I got a rude awakening because the barrel almost immediately snapped back up and almost cut my finger. So there's I guess a warning to all, if you get one of these, to make sure, keep your hand on the barrel and make sure that it's not going to spring back on you, at least when you first get it. I did realize that this is actually the trigger adjustment back here on the back. See if I can get this in focus here, or at least in the light. There we go. And by adjusting the screw back here, it adjusted the trigger catch, and then now the barrel actually locks into place when down. But it still is not a worry, but it's something I think of when I do operate the gun. This has a rear sight for elevation, but not necessarily for windage there at all. And the trigger, as I said, is adjustable here at the back there. This was kind of a brief history here on BSF. They first started manufacturing in 1935, and then obviously World War II kicked in and all that production shut down. And then they began production again in 1948, and obviously, like I said, this gun came out in 1950. They were distributed under the BSF label, but they were also distributed under Wischko company, which was Erlangen, Germany, and they were just a gun distributor. So you will find guns that have this BSF logo, but then there's some I've seen that have Wischko as in the logo here. There was also other distributors of this gun. I've seen ones that say Burgo, which is B-U-R-G-O. Another one was HH, and then of course the Wischko label as well. What makes me think this one is first year is, one, the logo here. Most of the guns I find, the logo is not here with the BSF and then model S20, which is right there to the right of it. Typically they're up here on the top. And even this one is not marked West Germany, even though it was manufactured in West Germany. And the other guns that I've come across or seen usually have some marking here that indicate that location of manufacturer. But the big thing for this one is actually its serial number. And you locate the serial numbers here on the barrel and then on the main housing here on the bottom side. And this one is very early. It is serial number 386, and you can see it right there. And then it's also there just kind of peeking out underneath handle here of the wood. I should also point out this wood is just very nice. It's a beautiful striped or marbled or however you would describe this. I'm not sure of the wood. It might be walnut. If someone knows, you can always say something in the comments. But like I said, 386 is the serial number. So I've seen other serial numbers where they're marked like A 4-digit number, whatever that might be. So that's why it leads me to believe this is at the beginning of the production. Not only that, this logo here appears to be the early logo. You can kind of see the box is also, to me, an early box from what I found out there in the marketplace. The later logos that I've found, and forgive me for being crude in this, but I barely know how to turn the button on to start this camera, let alone insert a picture, would be something that's similar to that. It has a more pointed top of the S and lower part of the S, along with different shapes of the letters in it, and then the arrow is a little bit different there as well in this later version, or later one. As you can see, I have the box. I'm glad to even have the box. It's a little worse for wear over all these years. It's fallen apart. I've took it upon myself to actually reinforce it here with additional cardboard so it will keep its shape and not hopefully deteriorate too much over the course of time that I own the gun. You can see the different writings here on the end. There's not really too much as far as the interior part of the box. It was just obviously just the cardboard to hold it. And then these, you'll notice the pellet canisters. This one's full and never been opened, but I think it was just picked up over the course of time and then added by one of the previous owners. Not sure how many of those are. I think the person I purchased it from was selling it for, I think, his grandfather. So it may have been, I might be the second person to own this gun. But anyway, it's a beautiful, oh, I should also mention they made these in a match style, if I didn't already mention that. And so the match style has elevation and windage adjustments. There's a different look to the rear sight. And then there's a different wood pistol grip. It has like a thumb rest that'll come up. So you'll see those out on the market as well. My understanding is that these sport models are a little more scarce here in the United States, and the match versions are more plentiful. So if you run across those out there and you see more of them, you'll understand why. But thanks again, as always, for checking in and taking a look at this. It's a beautiful gun, and I hope you appreciated taking a look at it. Thanks.